guess. So, but this isn't about me. On April 11, 2001, an amazing movie called Josie and the Pussycats hit theaters. Took everything by storm. And as we know, great movie. Ahead of its time as well. And it taught us all about mass consumerism, product placement, control of artists, a little manipulation, and the state of the music industry. But now, as we know in 2025, all of it was true. I want to real quick read a little review that came out in 2001. Josie and the Pussycats are not dumber than the Spice Girls, but they are as dumb as the Spice Girls, which is dumb enough. Roger Ebert. Roger Ebert, half a star. Half a star. With all due respect to Roger Ebert, may he rest in peace. As we all know in this room, he was dead wrong about that. 4.5 stars too low on that review. Josie and the Pussycats, definitely a 5-star movie. And I want to introduce the two 5-star stars of that movie. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Rachael Leigh Cook and Tara Reid, everybody. Yes, thank you guys. I know you guys look like
coming out.
Woo! Stepped out of 2001, by the way. You guys haven't not aged.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'll take that.
Really amazing. We don't have a ton of time, but we have an audience mic here for anybody with questions. And I'd say about 2001. That's about the time I just stopped reading movie reviews altogether. I don't know about you guys. But I did go back and read a lot of like Rotten Tomatoes. Very sexist. I felt a lot of them were very unnecessarily harsh.
I had to stop reading them at a certain point. I was like, well, I don't think they like us very much. They're not.
I didn't even read them.
Yeah, they're not picking up what we were trying to put down. And by the way, I'm sorry we were late, but would we even be a fake band from a long time ago?
No, yeah, I was expecting, hours late, like Guns N' Roses maybe, but it'll take 15 minutes. Yeah, for sure. So the casting, getting in, I think Tara, you were in already as Melody, and I read a really cool quote from you. You said Melody was one of your favorite characters to play because you have to wake up every day and play the happiest girl in the world.
That is definitely true. Josie and the Pussycats is by far my favorite movie out of all the films I've ever made. Working with Rachael was incredible, and Rosario, we had the best time. It was like sleepaway camp for girls, and we had so much fun, and it just was such an awesome experience. And yeah, we were kind of sad that it didn't come out so big, but then again, like he said, I think the movie is definitely ahead of its time, because I think if they re-released it now, everyone would get it and understand what it was really about.
We tried to tell them.
We did try to tell them. We did.
But speaking of what you said about Tara having to wake up and play the happiest girl in the world,
Yeah.
like, you guys might not know this, but Tara's company is called
Hi Happy Films.
Oh, nice.
It's like Tara, she can God help anyone who messed with me. Tara would straight up hurt them, but she is otherwise one of the most happy in her heart, joyful people. One of my favorite things, I always tell this story about you. We were at a restaurant one of the first times we hung out, and you were just like, "This is the best food I've ever eaten. This is amazing." I was just like, "This is a very average restaurant." And you were just hyped, you know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I love most about you. It's just that you love.
She has the biggest heart in the world. She's an incredible actress and a great producer, and she has her head on her shoulders, and she knows what she's doing. And when I come for advice for something, I go to Rachael. I mean, we've stayed such close friends. Most actors, when you do a movie, you do it and you kind of break up. You don't really see each other again. But we've definitely stayed together, for sure.
Love you, girl.
Love you too.
First talk about this. Let's see if we remember anything about a movie we made over half our lives ago.
We remember everything though. And with Rosario, was there an immediate chemistry when you guys got together? When you guys were all were cast and got together to make the movie?
I think we were all thrilled to be cast in the movie.
Yeah.
I was really grateful to be cast with two such incredible women because I had just been running around, from job to job, and though I don't like admitting it, just sort of bopping from sort of dating this guy, dating that guy, do
Yeah, I
this
mean,
job.
you were quite busy in
person.
2001.
I was
you know,
social,
little
nobody
movie.
judges, it's fine.
Yeah, little movie goes shit
I
on
was the
that.
one that got in trouble, guys. I was the troublemaker.
I feel like these women like stepped in and showed me, like, reminded me how important, you know, it is to have incredible female friendships in life, and that is not ceased, so thank you.
Yeah, and
I could tell a funny story.
please,
Don't,
please do.
don't.
It's actually nothing about Josie and the Pussycats, but kind of is.
I'm back in.
So Rosario Dawson, she bought us these rings. They're called the Aura rings. Do you know what they are? So they track your sleep and this and that. So she gives one to me and one to Rachel, and then you connect with each other on it. And then Rachel's so funny. I know what she was doing. She's trying to protect me. She's like, I don't really think Tara should be on the group one. Because she knows I
Did not say that.
did say that. Because she knows, oh, she does not sleep that much. She goes to bed different times. Like, you're protecting
Why
me.
didn't you share your status with me, Tara?
There's no way I was going to share that with anybody. Not even myself do I want to look at it sometimes.
Just for you because it looks cute.
Yeah.
So wait, what
Tell
stats?
Rosario.
Don't you dare.
Tell her today.
Wait, what stats does it share? Like your sleep stats is like heartbeat and like pulse rate and blood
Yeah.
pressure.
It does everything. I just check how much I slept. That's the only thing. I'm like, oh, that's not enough. I have to go back to bed. Yeah.
Yeah, life is short. Just get some sleep.
Yeah, exactly.
get some sleep for sure. And so did you turn 20 on the set during the filming of Josie and the Pussycats?
Yeah, so microphone. Yes, I turned 20 on that movie for a long time. I had a good run of always working on my birthday. It's just a good time for
Yeah.
production or in October.
Oh yeah, they always take you out, or at least they give you cake and all the cast and crew come out. Did anything happen on your birthday?
Tara threw a birthday dinner for me at the restaurant across the street from our hotel. She made sure everybody was there. She leveraged the fact that the owner of the restaurant wanted Tara to marry his son. She worked it. It was great. Sorry, Nate.
Well done, Tara. Well done. Anybody, don't be shy. I got a mic here, or just shoot your hand up. Get up, come on up here. What do you got, my friend? I don't want to hog all the questions.
Oh, no worries. I just want to say that, hey, the American Pie movies are my favorite franchise of comedies, and I do love Recipe Christmas on Hallmark.
Thank you.
My mom's favorite is Across the Country, and I would have brought her here, but she's going through some Alzheimer's problems. So.
Sorry.
Yeah, your question.
Anyways, I'm kind of new into the entertainment business. I did my first movie 3 years ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
so, Macabre Mountain. I'm only in for 3 minutes, and I also was an associate producer for Horror Hotel, a TV show. It's on Retro. And I also tried to talk with some of the people. I mean, I got a story already written. I found this thing called Voyage. I'm not sure you know Voyage Media, but they helped me out.
What's your
with
question?
Yes, if interested, if you ladies would like to see some stuff that I've kind of written, and maybe you can get an idea, help some producing or whatever.
We cannot be responsible for. I'm not trying to leave you hanging. I'll I don't know if I can help you.
I'll
but-
take these. I'll get for you.
So sweet. I'll put it right here. Thank you for that. You never know. I don't know if we're legally allowed to.
Yeah, there's all kind of copyright laws. Now lawyers, you know this thing about lawyers?
Yeah,
they like
I
to
know.
sue.
Yeah.
I got
Did you have a Josie and the Pussycats question?
No,
Oh.
but I got the copyright stuff taken care of, and if you want to look at the pictures there, my contact information's there as well.
Okay,
Thanks for your
the
time.
hustle, you'll do everything you want.
Thanks.
You've been very busy, and congratulations to you.
Thank you. Keep going. What's up, my friend?
Hi there.
How are you?
After the 10th anniversary screening of the movie in Los Angeles, both writers and directors, Harry Elfont and Deborah Kaplan, took questions. I asked about product placement in the movie, if there was anything they couldn't use in the film. Harry elaborated that the product placement in the movie was purchased with the budget and none of it was loaned or given from any of the companies. He went on to say that Puma rejected a potential pitch. Do you remember anything specific in the movie that went unused or any film scenes that didn't make the final cut?
Did you get all that?
I just remember Target was really big.
Target, I think Revlon,
Revlon.
Steve Madden,
Steve Madden.
Steve Madden shoes.
Yeah, and then Orange is the new black, and Puma's the new Adidas, and da-da-da-da-da. You know,
Yeah, but do I remember any scenes that got cut out?
Yeah.
I can't say I do.
Okay.
But interesting other factoid, first of all, there's a podcast called Josie and the Podcast or something, which is quite well done by Russ Burlingame, who also wrote a book called Best Movie Ever, if you want to dig even deeper. One of the things that I thought was fun was that the Riverdale world has a lot of sort of specifications about like things that their characters have to do. Like there had to be a scene where the characters are kind to animals, hence we're playing with the kittens.
And I'm crying I'm crying when the dog. Remember we get into a fight and I cry the dog.
And we also have to show that we have good oral hygiene. Weird. But that's why there's like the montage piece where we're like brushing our teeth.
Yeah, that came down from Archie, right?
Yes,
The Archie
exactly.
company mandated that you brush your teeth to make it seem more wholesome. Like, that you took care
This
of
is
your
the best toothbrush ever.
Join the army, so yeah.
Which is weird now, if any of you have seen Riverdale, or actually picked up a recent Archie book. It's pretty raunchy now these days.
Clearly different mandates in place, but yeah, they did.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
I'm saying Archie's met the Punisher, Archie's hung out with Kiss. Archie's crossing over with Jane Silent Bob coming out soon.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, there's the F word is in the Archie. I'm like, what happened to Josie and the Pussycats? They're brushing their teeth and now they're... Yeah, anyways, yeah, the times have changed, my friends. Your question.
So I was like one of those people that saw the movie very young, didn't get it, but then when I saw it older, I realized this is funny. I do get it. Like, what was the point you started realizing that fans were really like starting to get the film, like the messaging and the humor about it? Like, when did you realize it in your careers?
I think like about when I really got that it was kind of like a cult film, I would say probably like 10 years ago. It grows every time we go somewhere, and like people just love this movie. And one of the special things about this movie too is you guys grew up with it, like you're our age, but now your kids, you're saying watch this movie, and now they're growing up with it too. So that's kind of fun that there's two different generations that are watching the film.
So I tell my kid, she was so rude about it. I showed her the beginning, and she goes, I know how this is gonna end. There's gonna be a message at the end about being yourself, and then she just left the room.
Simple.
Incorrect. Anyway, thank you for telling your kids to watch it. Yeah, I would say it was maybe at that reunion screening when people were so enthusiastic about it. That kind of
Yeah,
blew
yeah,
my mind.
that was pretty crazy.
So maybe that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice. Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for
Hello.
being
You
here.
can tilt that up, sir. Or Sir Knight.
I'll take a knee. So thank you so much for being here. You're right. There's even an Archie Lovecraftian horror that was just
Yeah,
out
they've
like
gone
last
off
year.
they've gotten more adult.
It's gone pretty nutty. Anyway, love Josie and the Pussycats. Obviously, it's like it's a great legacy movie. But even all the way back in 2001, as fun as it is, I feel like you were saying some things about, kind of the music industry, but also about like life in the entertainment industry in general, especially from the performer side of it. What do you feel that you were saying that actually applies like directly to like, film and television production being on the actor side, and what like legacy do you see that has like moved forward into our modern entertainment landscape that where you're like, yep, see?
Well, I mean, social media was just not a thing.
I didn't think Facebook started yet.
No, not it was
Nothing.
about five years after that. So we had the internet, but yeah.
Again, yeah, maybe MySpace music. But I would say that sort of brought about an emphasis on homogenization and the overemphasis on fitting in and adhering to trends and everything that we're sort of speaking to in the movie. How that relates to like the film industry itself, I'm not positive. But that this was a sort of like studio movie with sort of an indie style message, I think felt a little bit inherently contradictory for the time. I don't know, what do you think?
I think that for the band part, it showed that how bands could be really tight together, but then, like, in your character at first, when she gets brainwashed, then when she starts to get mean to us, I think that happens to bands all the time. When one gets the most popular, you know. But then when she realized what was going on, and we all came back together again. And you see bands do that all the time. So I think that was one thing that's relatable. You know?
Side note, Tara was always the most rock and roll of all of us. So when you talk about like the inner workings of how bands work, I'm like, I believe you. You know about things.
Great
Yes.
answers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Step onto the mic, my friend.
Hey, good afternoon. Thank you for coming out here. Huge Josie and the Pussycats fan. I think I've watched the film at least once a year since it came out. Love it. So my question is in the cartoons, Josie and the Pussycats crossed over with Scooby-Doo, and I know you've worked with like Matthew Lillard and Freddie Prinze Jr. before. Is there any possibility we can get like a reunion Josie and the Pussycats Scooby-Doo?
That could work.
Yeah, me too.
I just want it to exist in space. I don't care who plays any of the parts. I just want to watch it with my eyes.
Said it could
I would love
work.
that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It could work.
Great. Yeah, do you know anyone at Universal or you know Jeff Bezos by any chance?
No, I'm not in the entertainment industry. Like maybe he'll produce it, but
I think you might be onto something here. Yeah, I think all of us in this room love to see that.
Woo! Excellent question, man.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi.
I just wanted to give you a shout out for your voiceover work in Final Fantasy. Phenomenal job.
God.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much for that.
And Tara, you're one of the sweetest celebrities I've met so far in my life. So,
Thank you. You're gonna make me cry.
Oh.
so the question I have is, like over the years, as far as I'm sorry, I had the question in my head. And
Yeah,
I just
all
kinda
good.
lost
Take
it.
your
Yeah,
time. Don't rush at all.
my way to it.
Yeah.
So, what does it mean to the both of you when something something that didn't quite find the audience eventually builds that audience over the years? What does that mean for the both of you? And have you had any fan encounters outside of conventions from that?
I think, well, what it means to me is that it's really, you find high gratitude in that because it was hard when the movie came out and it bombed. You're like, what?
Yeah.
This is such a good movie. And then years later, people finally started getting what the movie was about. So it was very gratifying and very much appreciated. So when all of you guys are here right now, it does touch our hearts immensely.
I
So that's
would
my
not.
answer.
I don't think I can say it any better than that. But yeah, what does it mean to us? It's just always a bummer when you go to make something and even a script that's like a 9, like really good. Your best case scenario so often in its execution is like a 7. And that's always a little bit disappointing, but it's common and it happens. And so when you're in a movie, you read the script and you want to deliver and you just feel like the process went so well, and then the script's a 10, you're like, not to toot our horn, but
Yeah.
I think a movie's a freaking 10.
Absolutely.
And then people miss it, and then they see some random thing that you're like, ooh, that script was a 6 and it was a payday and it came out at 3.5, and people are like, I saw this thing you did, and you're like, no, that wasn't.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's hard when something that you love feels overlooked, but then like, we have, we got our redemption that, so many of you guys are sitting here today. That doesn't happen to so many people, so we just have to be grateful, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering my question.
Validation is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Validation is awesome. Hello, Jonathan. What's your question?
Oh, hi again. Yeah, I just came back from the Richard Epcar thing, as well as his wife Ellen. And I'm by the way, I'm filming this right now because I just wanted to tell you this, but I'm very shocked about all of you guys being here today, and I'm very glad that you guys liked the movie as much as I did. I remember, and I feel so good because I'll be honest with you, I have a question, yes,
Thank you.
but I wanted to make this very important because I remember I got the CD because me and my sister loved your music. You know, here's the funny thing is you do know that there was, and I know that there was the Archie's comics, but also there was the cartoon show from Hanna Barbera. Yeah. And, you know, I always wanted to ask this. Were you self-aware when you did the characters of Josie, but also your character, Tara, when, you know, there was the cartoon, you know, they also re-released it again on VHS. How did you, like, did you know that there was, like, before you guys came in to do the roles, no less, did you know that there was the cartoon and they also showed it on Boomerang and such, as well as, how did you get into the roles of the characters?
Yeah, I definitely knew about that. And yeah, it has a huge impact on me that kind of developed the role of Melody. But then you always put your own little, you know, magic into it. So I just love being Melody. I mean, she was the coolest rock star. Like, she never got mad. She was sensitive, but she was kind of psychic in certain ways. So, I mean, it was just, I wish I could play Melody every day. I just named one of my trees in my house, I swear, because I named them all, and one of them is called Melody.
That is Melody.
Yeah, I mean, you guys did a lot of prep for these roles. You guys went to band camp, is that correct? You learned how to play the drums. Did you learn how to play the guitar a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, like using our audio, let's be real. I'm not trying to disrespect real guitarists, like, with my efforts, but yeah, we're hitting the notes.
Yeah.
Tara's job was the hardest because you can be the most visibly off and wrong.
I couldn't do it at all at first. Like, I couldn't separate my hands and my feet. It sounds easy, but it was the hardest thing ever. And I was doing it forever, getting lessons I was getting in New York City. And I was doing it and doing it. I'm like, I'm never gonna get this down. And then the one day, bam, 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 bam. Then I became like the animal.
Yeah.
On it.
Like from the Muppets?
Yeah, I even have Animal right here. Hang on. Yeah. Don't worry, I have Animal. It's just, it's so funny. Hold on, I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna open the bag. And it's funny too, because, yep. I just recently got Animal. Thank you. Yeah. Tara Reid. Tara Reid.
And maybe your sister if she sees this.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for answering my questions. I'm actually so proud that, you know, there was a 10th anniversary screening, and I hope that the Josie and the Pussycats keep rocking on. You're welcome.
How are you?
Before I ask my question, I just want to say that as I love Josie and Pussycats, I also love both your bodies of work outside of Josie and Pussycats. You came out in popularity during my informative years, so having you as role models was really cool.
You turned out great, so
Yeah, you're amazing. What an amazing girl.
Okay, she's being nervous. Okay, I had to write down my question because I knew that I would forget it. But Josie and the Pussycats meant so much to me growing up, not just because it was fun, but because it showed strong, talented women owning their voices in a male-dominated industry. I love the idea that girl power was being represented. I know that part of my question has already been answered with the people previous to me, but how did being a part of the film industry the film that celebrated that kind of empowerment impact you personally or professionally? And then just for fun, do you have a favorite real-life woman-powered music group or artist that inspires you?
There's a band called Cannons, and there's a song called Fire for You, and this movie that I just finished called Dr. Quarantine, I would listen to this song every day before I get to set, and it just did something to me. So if you guys ever listen to Cannons, it's a brand new band, they're amazing, and the song's Fire for You.
Let me see. Okay, the first, I'm not as up on the music as Tara is. She's cool. But first of all, thank you for saying that, and we're honored to have been a part of your formative years. And my goodness, okay, what was the first part of that? I'm a little lost. What
She
was
said,
that again?
just say, What was it like to feel?
How did being part of a film
Oh.
that celebrated that kind of empowerment
Okay.
impact you personally and professionally?
Yeah.
And
Well, professionally, when you know, nobody's fault here. Not pointing fingers. People didn't go see it. People in this room maybe did. And thank you for telling your friends. We all got sent to like what is colloquially called in the movie industry like movie jail, meaning like you don't equal dollars. So like you get to go maybe try to make a living in Indieville after this because like your movie, you're not synonymous with making studios money. So like you get to go sit over there. You're put on the bench a little bit. So professionally that kind of happened, but it was fine because the indie scene was so, buoyant and vibrant at the time. But personally, I don't know, like I was always more surprised by any semblance of success that I had than anybody. So by the time I realized that it was sort of visibly in a dip, I was still busy being surprised that it ever happened. I'm not trying to sound like overly humble or whatever. I was just always kind of like surprised to still be at the party. You know what I mean? So that's personally kind of where I was at with it. And now that we all are talking about something this many years later, like that's just really cool.
Yeah, passionately, might I add. So yeah.
Thank
for
you.
sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Great question. Great question. Come on up.
Hi. Love the movie. I watched it with my daughter, and but what I wanted to ask you was, what did you learn from Josie and the Pussycats? What lesson did you take away from it that you would teach your daughter or young girls today?
I would say friendship and loyalty.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's it's kind of a simple message in the movie, but they're like, friends first and a band second. It's like, yeah, if you start a company with your friends, like, friends first, company second, you know what I mean? And that's something that we should all know. I think it's just nice that the movie put such a firm stamp on that. The power of female friendship shall not be denied. And I can't think of anything else. Can you think of anything?
I think you did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Love
Yeah.
both of you.
No, don't believe everything you read, hear,
Yeah,
listen to.
that,
Like,
all of the politics about, all of the other
yeah, all
messaging.
that. Yeah, I mean, you guys know
We didn't
now,
write it.
but yeah, yeah. Come on up.
Hi again, thank you. Quick question first and then I'll explain. So I was hoping to ask you both, do you feel that your interactions with your fans have changed over the years? And, raise examples of that. And the reason I ask is because of me having sent a stamped envelope that was received a stock letter, and we were so glad and honored to receive that, but how has that, changed today?
That's such a crazy, like, analog time. That's wild. And I'm sorry that is a printed.
It's okay, you sent a note.
Yeah, yeah. You got something. You got something back, right?
Round around.
Yeah. Personally, it looks great. I love it. That postcard, yeah, that's to me is as special as basically getting an autograph as well as a photo with the girls.
Thank
And
you, Jonathan.
Thank you,
oh,
Jonathan.
you're welcome. So it looked brilliant.
Well, he's right. And thank you. But like, just the immediacy of social media is completely different. Like, I don't know if Dominic's here. No, he's not. Well, we'll chat it later. At another time. He was like, hey, you actually said hi to me on Twitter, and like we're talking about the Lakers, and but this one was called Twitter still. And like, now that's a sort of normal interaction as opposed to like, a photo card, like that says everything there is to know about how much has happened in the last 30 years.
Yeah, immediate personal interaction, which is pretty cool.
Wild.
Yeah, it is very wild. And these, like conventions, you can come and meet everyone, there are more conventions now these days.
Yeah, and when people don't like the movie you made, you know about it right away.
I hated that movie you did. I think it's so stupid. I'm like, okay, thanks.
Well, no, thanks for the artifact. That's awesome. Coming up, my friend.
Wow, I can't believe I'm nervous right now.
It's all good.
Yeah, no need to be nervous.
How did our photo come out?
It was great.
Sweet.
Very great. I have a question for you, Rachel. How you made that movie called She's All That?
Wow.
With a great deal of gratitude and joy, and I'm lucky to still call Freddie Prinze Jr. a friend, and we hope to work on something again in the near future. So.
Oh, cool. That's nice. Okay, another question. How about the antitrust?
You know, I don't think at Josie levels, but I don't know, a lot of people saw that movie. I really had a good time on that. I remember being totally starstruck by meeting Tim Robbins, because who doesn't love Tim Robbins? And fun fact, he's like 8 feet tall. I was not
Big
ready.
drink of water. What's that?
Yeah, like I was already intimidated to meet him, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll be in the scene with you.
I have a question for you, Tara. How do you make the movie Urban Legend?
We had a great time on that movie. A lot of great actors in that film. We shot it in Canada. The director, Jamie Blanks, was one of the nicest directors I've ever worked with in my life. He's a true genius. And of course, you had the sexy Jared Leto around. That didn't hurt on the eyes. But yeah, it was fun. You know, we had great Robert Englund in there. It was scary, so scary. You know, even in real life. But then you meet him, he's the nicest guy. So I mean, a lot of these, like that movie was just another fun movie to make, and a lot of rain. The rain machines, because it wasn't really raining, but the rain machines were so cold, and we were shooting outside, and we were freezing to death. That wasn't funny at all. That wasn't fun. But otherwise, yeah, it was a great movie. We had a great time doing it.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you.
You're welcome. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll take
You
it
good
next
accent.
to. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you?
You're welcome.
So I want to say, you guys, I love your work, both of you. Amazing. So I have a two-parter, and compared to everybody else's questions, mine are kind of simple. Everybody's done a great job so far. Well, did you guys get to take anything from the set from Josie and the Pussycats?
Yeah, actually, you mentioned that. I read Josie and the Pussycats was one of the first productions to actually sell stuff on eBay, all the props. And then everybody else, you know, the floodgates opened up after that. Yeah, did you guys get to keep anything?
I didn't take anything.
No costumes, nothing?
Not even
Ears?
No, even that. They sold them.
Yeah.
We would get the packages of gifts from them. They made Barbie dolls out of us, so we would get them. But I never took anything, because when you do a movie like Universal, like this one, they keep all the clothes from every movie that they've ever done in categories. So if they want to shoot the movie back or make a sequel, have the same clothes.
Yeah,
So you
reshoot.
really can't take anything. Can you take anything?
Yes, I did.
Oh.
You did.
I think I had my lawyer put it in my deal, but it's ridiculous
What did
because
you take?
I had like a bunch. I had a bunch of the outfits, but the problem is that they
So
were made
jealous.
of such like intensely like toxic, flimsy, flammable materials. Like, I think a lot of them like straight up like decayed because they were like it was like in vinyl, this, that, the other. Like they were made for, you know, shine and like to look incredible on camera. They're not super structurally sound. So like
I wore
I have
one.
some of those, but-
I wore one. I thought it was the sexiest one. Another time I was engaged, to
okay.
this guy Carson Daly, and so I had the weekend off, and there was an MTV Movie Awards in New York City. So I flew back home, and I wore one of my Josie and the Pussycats outfits, and I felt so cool on the red carpet because I knew no one was gonna have that outfit.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I think I have the ears that my stunt double wore.
I did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any of that.
Okay, so the last
You
part.
did
Yeah.
good.
What's part two?
I would be remiss without saying this, because it's one of mine and my sister's favorite lines, but who's a rock star?
Well delivered.
Well delivered.
Thank you very much. All right, you got the last one, my friend.
Hi. First off, very underrated film.
Thank you.
Yeah. Secondly, this is probably a weird question, but were there any like studio notes, like the studio tried to say like, no, you can't do that, like the director ever tried to fight the studio about what they wanted, or?
I feel like Mark Platt, our producer, is just gets it. He's
Yeah.
so smart. He really protected Deb and Harry, the writer-directors.
Yeah.
And
They were really never even
they
there.
were
They just
all
saw the
on
story of the
board,
movie. Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I mean, I'm sure that if they had known what the box office receipts were gonna look like, they would have had some notes.
Yeah.
But at the time, they were super supportive. We weren't part of the, you know, the writing process. I'm sure they had a lot of thoughts, but I'm not really privy to that.
Yeah.
I will ask Deb and Harry, so that's a good question.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys for being here. You guys can see your tables all weekend. Definitely go see them. If you didn't get your question answered, buy an autograph, grab a selfie. But two legends here. And thank you guys for sitting down with me.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Tara Reid, Rachael Leigh Cook. Thank you for coming out.
Thank you there, Josie!
Stay tuned.
See ya!
We're doing a John Barrowman coming up next. So thank you guys.
If you'd like to get photos and autographs, you can visit GA 21 and 22 for Miss Tara Reid and Miss Rachael Leigh Cook.
You got it.
Yes, we have a John Barrowman panel, so if you have a wristband or tickets, you're welcome to stay. Otherwise, please clear the room, and sorry for the late start. Enjoy the rest of Comic-Con Revolution.
Thank you so much there. Yeah, I'll be getting my stuff because I don't have a ticket. But I'm okay with this because the next panels I'll be going to would be, I'll have to go check.